Got it.
Good.
Hello, and welcome to another fantastic episode of some podcast who have no idea what they're talking about.
It's the weekly podcast where we discuss all the best slam poetry heard around the world.
Wow, it takes 2 seconds. So yeah, this is the Bullpen Podcast with Mr. Davidrdring and me.
The eternally powerful and all-knowing Mr. Jamie Ramage.
Powerfully knowing of nothing. So yeah, we've got a fun-packed show for you hopefully today. Maybe.
A couple of interesting tidbits, a little bit of knowledge that we will impart your way, teach you about the world and stuff like that.
Indeed.
I was just thinking, actually, if I was like an agent, like a podcast agent, and it was my job to get this podcast like to the world and promote this far and wide. I was thinking, like, how you've got like the TV show Glow, gorgeous ladies of wrestling. What about the gorgeous chaps of podcasting?
What does that spell?
GCOP. Wait, no, like gorgeous lads of podcasting. There we go. GLOP.
Okay. GLOP. You're very gloppy. I don't know.
Do you reckon that'd be something that would appeal to you if you were just the average schmuck in the street, or if someone said, go listen to an episode of GLOP, would you be like, yeah, that sounds good? No, okay.
I think it would be like, a podcast about paint or something.
Painting? Maybe. Yeah.
Just paint.
Oh, just...
Just
Is it Gwyneth Paltrow that's got a... Or is it Nicole Kidman that's got a website called, like, Gloop or something? Or like her own brand?
Yeah, with the scented candles.
Yeah.
It's Gwyn.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? How these A-listers live.
Is.
And we should know.
Yeah. What? I don't know. They really should stop hacking into their phone.
So, what should we talk about today? What's on the agenda?
Baseball.
We could do that. Yeah, that seems to be a thing that's happening.
Is it?
At this time of recording, the World Series is in full swing.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah. Do you want to tell us about that? Because I've totally blanked it. More important sport going on at the moment.
Well, as of recording, the Astros are in the lead 3-2 in the series. So, one win away from the title. It has been a close series, though.
Yeah.
It has been a fun watch.
It just shows you which is the best league in America, doesn't it?
Not really. No. No. But
the World Series champions are in the league.
Only American as well, which is conspiracy or you decide.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Padres were beaten in the.
Trounced.
They were You say trounced.
Yeah.
Some of those games were quite close.
They didn't win, they did.
No, they didn't win. And to be fair, that the Phillies, they played well. They are a good team. There were times when we would take a decent lead early on, and the Phillies would be like, okay, there you go. We've caught up straight away. And just out batters and out pitchers, and it's just, you can't compete when those two things are firing.
Out drafted?
Yeah, or out outbriced, actually, as it happens, Mr. Bryce Harper and his just ridiculous numbers that he's putting together this season.
Crazy.
So whoever wins, whenever that series concludes, I'm guessing by this week, I'd imagine, would probably be a deserved winner, I think, overall. So.
Champions of the world.
Yeah, it's crazy. But speaking of San Diego playoff aspirations, it all seemed to have ended around the same 2 days.
Okay.
So
As soon as you got interested.
Yeah, as soon as I cursed them with my support, they all seemed to collapse all around the same time. But it's a good achievement to get there in the first place. So very proud.
Yeah, the Morganator.
I know. I think we said on the podcast that never was.
Podcast. Yeah.
No idea that she played for the Wave until like a week before the playoff matches. So.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think she's in the World Cup squad or whatever it is coming up.
I just assume she was. Yeah.
I think they've announced that. So should be fun watch.
Good.
Lots of good sport coming up.
The only proper football World Cup that's coming up soon.
Yes, the Super Bowl.
Yeah. The tickly throat cough World Cup isn't actually a real thing. No. Just like that one.
It took its time, but it was good. Slow burner, I think that one's called.
Yeah. But it is though, isn't it? It's just ridiculous that they just would there's a couple of $1 trillion, we'll have the World Cup. And didn't take anything else into consideration.
There was
I'm outraged, David.
I can see you need to calm down. But there was a stat not long ago that it listed the cost of every World Cup since its inception, and like the Qatar World Cup is like at least 20 times as expensive as the next one down. It's horrendous, really. That, like you say, whether they've won it on merit or not, and I don't think many people would say they have. It's a funny old thing to have happened, and just in the winter as well. It doesn't feel right to me.
No, it's crazy.
But hey ho.
Which is why you'll pay £1 million to go out there and
which is why the bullpen will be reporting on every match in our air-conditioned box. No, it's not air-conditioned. We've just got to leave the doors open. They've told us.
Yeah. Do you know? I think if they were to just put me in that country for 2 weeks, I think I'd melt. Melt.
Yeah, we're not equipped for that sort of temperature, are we? I don't know how you felt in July, whenever it was this year, when it was just like off the charts. Yeah. You just couldn't move some days.
No, I'd rather have a World Cup in Antarctica.
Me too. Or just off the planet entirely, just on the moon.
Yeah, it's got more atmosphere than some of the grounds in this country.
The worst thing was I was leading to that, and I also think we've told this joke before. So.
Probably. Yeah, it's got more atmosphere. Than the stadium at Doncaster. Yeah, the library. Oh, poor Danny.
Well, less said about sporting events in the future. Would you like to talk about sporting events in the present? Is there anything happening?
really. Are you, are you referring to the T20 Men's World Cup that has taken place in Australia? Yeah, and they've had the temerity to play another cricket tournament in a country where it rains, and that's just not on.
No. When will they learn?
Should just. Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, for some reason, it's a thing that England gets a lot. It's like, why are they playing an ICC tournament in a country where it rains? It's like, well, it rains in most countries.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just can't do anything about it. So the England-Australia group game was just wiped out because of the rain.
Yeah.
But their group's going right down to the wire tomorrow. England versus South Sri Lanka.
South Shields.
Yeah. England need to win to qualify for the semi-finals. If they don't win, then there's about 16 different permutations of who goes through. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, it's got quite exciting. It's a bit too long though. It's like it started 3 weeks ago, and there's 3-4 weeks ago, and there's still another week to go.
Oh wow!
And it just feels like a week too long. So,
is it a case of too many teams, do you think?
Well, there's only 12 teams qualified for the second round, and they're in 2 groups of 6, so they only play 5 group games in each group. So I think it's just they don't want games overlapping, so you've got to kind of have 1 or 2 a day, and then and just other little silly things. Whereas I think you would still get the same amount of people watching the games if you had them overlapping.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I don't know.
Who's your tip for the winner? The insider tip?
A team that plays cricket.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Brave.
I just don't know. I think it's because I haven't seen a lot of the games because, I'm like busy at 8 o'clock in the morning, doing stuff. So, I haven't been able to see a lot of the games, and then just other stuff. So, we'll see.
And a quick shout out to our friend of the pod, Stephen, who is tearing his way through Australia, unless he's back now. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll have to see the damage that he's left in his wake. There was he put a picture on Facebook the other day of him eating a pie, and this is from a man that apparently doesn't like pies. So what? I know. How can you not like pies?
I don't know, but apparently what I've been hearing is it's a staple thing for every Australian to eat pies. It's like the law. They have like pie shops and stuff apparently. Which,
come on, I mean, let's have that over here. Let's get rid of the vape shops and let's bring in the pie shop.
Let's just get rid of it. Yeah. I think if ever you bought anything from a vape shop, you should probably have like your little finger just chopped off.
Yeah, it's
what good do you do in humanity?
And I wonder why there's firstly why there's so many in like every town centre, it seems.
Yeah.
But also
like the American candy stores.
But at least those like provide something a bit different that the general public can enjoy. Like this is just little bottles of poison basically for like £3 a go. And these shops exist on that. I don't get it.
A front for organised crime?
Hey, it's been said, allegedly. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, I should clarify, allegedly.
No, don't worry, I'm going to edit it out, so...
It looks like...
I want to make this your opinion.
my final episode of
Yeah.
before I'm bumped off. It's a freak accident.
Very freak, yeah.
Allegedly. But yeah, there we
go. What about telly then? Have you seen anything?
Telly. Rizzoli and Isles. Top show.
Of course, yeah. We need to remember the stuff we talked about.
Yeah.
We probably need to talk about again.
Yeah. So it's a cop show set in the fairest city of the whole of America.
Yep.
So Boston.
One is a cop and one is the
chief medical examiner.
That's right, yeah. I was going to say chef. I don't know why. Rizzoli is a chef name to me. I can't shake it.
Rizzoli's raviolis. It's a really, really nice little show based on a series of books. And there's the first one, The Surgeon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'd say loosely, but then I've only read 76 pages of the first one. But from what I've heard, the TV series is more loosely based on it. It's got quite funny in parts. The back and forth between the characters is quite funny, quite interesting. Yeah, characters from different backgrounds, so you can pick a bit of fun of Boston Italian backgrounds and stuff.
Nice.
And the latest episode that I'm watching, they've gone to LA for the day. Well, for the day.
AKA Vancouver.
Yeah. Actually, I think it is filmed in California.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
So they're home. But yeah, lots of jibes about how LA isn't as good as Boston. But we know Massachusetts is just better than California anyway, don't we?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Got the best sporting teams anyway.
And you're going to tell me the better actors as well, aren't you?
Yeah. Taking it back to baseball, you heard about the Oakland A's?
No.
There's a potential that they might be on the move.
Ah, really?
To Las Vegas, maybe, potentially.
That is bizarre.
Yeah,
I was trying to think then if there's a Vegas team actually, and I don't think there is there?
No.
So I think what would their nearest team be? Oh, the Diamondbacks. I'm guessing that's probably the closest, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, California hasn't got enough baseball teams, so
no.
To lose.
Yeah, I think it's like 15 at this point, isn't it? Half the league's a Californian team.
Yeah.
They've already had to move the. In fact, no, they brought the Dodgers in from Brooklyn, I should say. So because there isn't enough.
Good.
So
no, yeah, exactly.
God.
Yeah. You won't be happy until there's the where's Sykes at?
Santa Monica.
Yeah, you won't be happy until
Santa Barbara, is it?
You won't be happy until there's Santa Barbara Yankees.
I mean, that'd be amazing.
It would.
The Santa Barbara Sidekicks.
Yeah. Got to be done.
Actually, let's stay on sport just another minute because it's just I've remembered. So, have you seen about the Wasps rugby team?
Yeah,
financial...
and netball team. Don't forget the netball team.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, and their like financial meltdown. So apparently, what's happened is that I was talking to a couple of guys the weekend who know more about rugby than I do, and it's basically when they bought the ground, and quite recently as well. It's not like they bought it in the 90s on like at least. It's like 10 years ago or something, if that. And literally the 2 years of, or a year and a half of COVID, that's basically meant no fans at the ground. Like, they can't pay the rent on the ground anymore, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's like...
the Coventry one.
No. Is it? It's.
I think.
I'm trying to think where they're from now.
Because Bill mate Mike Ashley wants to buy.
Yeah.
The ground, doesn't he?
My mate.
Yeah, they play at the Coventry Building Society Arena. The Waspies.
So I wonder. It seems to be a little thing with Coventry-based teams then, because the actual football team had to move for a while, didn't they?
Yeah. So
weird.
Yeah, I think it might have implications on the football team as well. And they've already had games cancelled for the football team this year because of the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
Rugby just destroying the pitch, just making it a sand pit. So.
Awful. It just shows that would, if they were a Premiership team, you can guarantee that wouldn't have been allowed to happen.
No.
Like, someone would have stepped in and
hope so.
given them a ground, because it's unfortunate. They're a big team, Coventry. Let's not forget. Once a Premiership team. And is it Worcester as well? They're in a similar situation. So
they had to fold earlier in the season.
It's crazy. Not good.
Difficult. No.
Just shows the gap between rugby and football, really. That this once great team's just allowed to be dismantled because they can't pay the rent, and it's fine. Sad times.
It is. Yeah.
Any other telly then, apart from ravioli and aisles?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm halfway through season 6 of 7.
Season 6. That's great. Yeah. And I bet they're like 20 episodes a season, aren't they?
Pretty much. At least 15. So, a bit of Star Trek Lower Decks as well. That's currently ongoing.
What's that? New Star Trek?
It's the cartoony version. This is on the characters that aren't so high up, and stuff. It's quite quirky. It's quite funny. It's got an original Star Trek vibe to it, sort of original series and Next Generation. So,
because you've got the Picard show, haven't you, as well?
Yeah.
If that's still going, it's not that old, is it? It's quite recent.
Yeah, it was on season 2, and again, it's gone kind of like Community's Darkest Timeline kind of stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and it's kind of like, what was good about the original Star Treks was it was a bit funny at times. It was aware of its limitations, and was able to kind of poke fun at itself, like Trouble with the Tribbles, is it? Something like that. The little fairy things that kind of just multiply.
Okay.
And then they replicated that in a Deep Space Nine episode, where they got Kirk, like spliced old Kirk bits onto it, and invented a backstory. That was quite funny.
Nice.
Yeah, I think some of the newer stuff takes itself a bit too seriously.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, this is going to get us lots of hate mail, but if that's what you enjoy, that's what you enjoy. But it's just not for me.
So, are you a fan of Doctor Who then? Just out of interest?
No.
No.
No. Don't know why. I kind of I watched it when I was little. Kind of I was going to Peter Davidson doesn't sound right, does it? Something like that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, but it's never interested me since.
No, me neither. No.
It's like, I like medieval history as well. People are like, oh, you're gonna love Game of Thrones, and it's just like, yeah, it's not my thing.
Yeah, because it's just too. Yeah, it's medieval, but it's also really fantasy based. It's not like it's based on any events, is it? So.
No. It's loosely based on a French series of books about French medieval history, but not written as well. Again, more hate mail coming through. We just have to hope that Mrs. Stone doesn't listen to this episode. And again, it's nothing personal. It's just
no. I gave it a go because everyone else told me to, and I think I watched the first season and just thought, no thanks.
Yeah, it's just
hard work.
It's true.
Yeah. But, I am currently what feels like episode 800 into season 3 of Seinfeld because it just never ends.
Okay.
But to me it feels like this is where the show really found its stride. Like it is solid comedy. Like every episode is, and it also feels like the laugh tracks got more intense, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I always assumed that like laugh tracks were like the same track just put onto different shows. But this feels like there's a shift between like halfway through the season, like the jokes are getting bigger laughs and longer laughs.
Yeah.
So it's like
I think they are filmed or showed to an audience, and then I think they kind of just manipulate quality of the laughs.
Okay, yeah. But I'm loving it. I think it's fantastic, and I've got like 6 seasons left to go. So
yeah,
you know.
So is it quite different from most comedies? I think you get the newness of it, and then you get 2 or 3 series, and then it just kind of the premise of the joke gets a bit thin, and it kind of dips in quality. But you're saying this one kind of just keeps going.
Yeah. So one of the things that's been said about Seinfeld is that it's a show about nothing. So there isn't like an overarching story in each season. It's like each episode is its own separate thing.
Yeah.
And apart from like the odd like running gag or like something that certain characters would say,
no soup
like,
for you.
Yeah. There's no link between episodes, and it makes it so that you can like just watch a random episode from season 7.
Yeah.
And you'll find it funny, and there's no need to watch a previous episode.
It's a bit like the Larry David thing.
Well, he was part producer, so you're going to find his influence on between that and Curb Your Enthusiasm, which it's hard watching Seinfeld at times to not compare it to a newer program.
Yeah.
But that's only because newer programs have literally like used Seinfeld as a blueprint of how to write a sitcom.
Yeah.
Like this is where the joke goes, this is where the laugh will go, etc. I'd advise anyone that has ever watched a sitcom to watch Seinfeld because it's just like this is where it all comes from.
Yeah. I think one of the sitcoms that really resonated with me just because it felt completely different at the time was probably Scrubs.
Oh yeah.
Of that. And then as I said, it's one of them shows where the kind of premise kind of bore a bit thin, and it's like, why can you take this?
So did you watch the newest season of it? Out of interest.
I did, yeah.
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 Strange, that one.
Yeah.
I think some things should just be left to be.
It should be 6 seasons in a movie.
It should, yeah. Oh, so excited for that. And I don't even care if it's terrible. It's just more community is a good thing.
It is. Just, we should just I don't know, just have more Dan Harmon stuff. We should just put him in induced coma and just suck out the ideas.
Which one's Rick and Morty? Is that Roiland?
I think Dan is involved in that as well.
Is he?
Yeah. Let's have a look at the odd Dan Harmon.
Because it does seem like Roiland is involved in everything.
Yeah. Well, it's from Milwaukee, Dan Harmon.
Go Brewers.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go Beers, actually.
Indeed, yeah. He was an uncredited writer on Kung Fu Panda.
What's that?
Yeah, that Kung Fu Panda?
Hmm.
Okay, I'm not going to deep about that one.
What?
Kung Fu Panda?
I've never heard of
Jack
it.
Black Kung Fu Panda?
Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah.
For some reason I thought you said Concrete Panda.
No. You're a concrete panda.
Taking that personally.
He was a co-creator and writer of the Sarah Silverman program.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, co-creator, writer, and executive producer of Rick and Morty, and also the voice of Bird Person.
What's that last one? Sorry.
The voice of Bird Person.
Oh, okay. Yeah. God, I need to finish watching that.
Yeah. He was in Arrested Development as well.
Was he?
Yeah. It's Clerk.
Does it say what season?
Whatever the one was in 2013.
4. It's either 4 or 5. It's one of the new ones. But, shall we take a quick break and come back? I think we've got less than a minute.
Yep, go on. See you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. Welcome back.
Hello.
Jamie was just telling me off here how Game of Thrones should have been cancelled after season 2. It's like... I don't know. This is going to upset a few people.
Oh, well, luckily nobody's listening. Luckily nobody listens to what you've got to say, man.
That's true, yeah. But I'll keep trying. And one day, you know how they keep saying, it takes 10,000 hours to master a craft?
Yeah.
Let me talk for 10,000 hours and maybe I'll say something interesting. There's always a chance.
Yeah. It's like if you've got 10,000 monkeys in a room with typewriters.
Yeah.
Eventually one's going to type out the complete works of Shakespeare.
Yeah, I love that. That's...
Yeah. So, that might be you one day.
I think in this world you've got Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Then you've got monkeys.
Yeah.
And then you've got rats that live in New York that eat garbage.
Oh, talking about things that are in the sewers in New York. I forgot who Michelangelo was today. I was trying to teach my students about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Got blooming Michelangelo, and I was annoyed with myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did anyone call you out on it?
Luckily they didn't know.
They all fell asleep.
So obviously Donatello's the best, and then you've got Leonardo, and then you've got Raphael.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, who's the other one? And it was like, and then one of the kids was like, oh, the orange one. And then as soon as they said the orange one, it was like, oh, Michelangelo.
Nice.
Stupid voice. Yeah.
See, there's a show that would never ever get made today, and not because of some PC nonsense. It's just a crazy, crazy concept.
Yeah.
So you've got turtles that are ninjas.
What was the other one around the time? It's something about killer tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Something like that.
Was that a cartoon though?
Yeah. They made it into a cartoon, even if it wasn't originally. It's like the little fairy things from Star Wars. They made that into a cartoon as well.
Ewoks. God.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch so around when Dumb and Dumber came out, they made a cartoon version of Dumb and Dumber, but both characters were beavers.
Okay.
And it's just like, fair enough.
Yeah, there's two series of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes as an animation in 1990.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah. 2 days before my 9th birthday, the original one was released. You missed out on all the good TV.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I think the first like kids show I can remember watching, was it Round the Twist or Round the Bend, whatever it was called?
Round the Twist.
Yeah,
one of them. The Aussie program in the Lighthouse.
In the Lighthouse, yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. And then The Queen's Nose.
Oh, I never watched that one. No.
It's about this girl who'd got this 50p. 50p. And if you rub the Queen's nose, you got a wish.
Mm.
And they made about 42 series of that. Yeah.
Do you remember when Cartoon Network would become TNT at 9 o'clock?
No, because I didn't have whatever it is. I just had the 4-channel.
Ah, really? Yeah, you'd get Cartoon Network up until like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. and then it would switch to a channel called TNT and just show like 3 classic movies.
And, no.
And you'd get something like Blazing Saddles after like an hour of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
It's just like
nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Twin Peaks?
Okay. Oh. No. Although didn't Psych reference it in an episode? Is it Psych? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Twin Peaks type.
Probably would have done.
I think half the cast were in one episode.
Oh, really?
Twin Peaks. Yeah. No, that was Erie, Indiana. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. The sci-fi type thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was just awesome.
Yeah. And was it A Town Called Eureka? Did you ever watch that? Or
I didn't see that.
A similar thing.
Yeah.
Just bizarre things happening in a small town.
Yeah. No.
God.
Weird.
Reminiscing.
You're trying to tell the kids of the day.
Yeah.
They don't know they're born these days.
There was
I mean,
they
didn't have Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, come on. Yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Classics.
Cat Dog.
Oh, yes. And Courage the Cowardly Dog as well.
I didn't see that one.
It was.
I'm not really a dog person.
The thing with Courage the Cowardly Dog is, on the surface, it's just like a harmless animated kids show.
Yeah.
But
like Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But deep down, it's like a really. I don't know. For some reason, I thought you meant Rupert, and I was like, yeah. He's not innocent at all.
No, and I tried to tell Tom that all the time, and he's not having it.
Should be locked up.
He is a deviant. Yeah, he is an absolute deviant.
Evil bear.
Allegedly racist as well.
God. Oh, upsetting everyone today, and I love it. I think it's great.
The cuddly dog. Sorry.
Yeah. So you just think it's a kid show about a dog, and he lives on a ranch with these old people, but like deep down, it's got like quite a sinister undertone to it, where it's not quite clear where he's in like purgatory, and it's just like, maybe it's one of those shows that was written quite cleverly to be both. And it's I don't know.
Okay.
Watching it back, it's
well, early Simpsons was kind of, is this a kids show or is it a show for adults?
So yeah, I'm convinced it was a show for adults. Early days, yeah.
It's just marketed at kids in this country for some people.
Well, maybe it was because it was a cartoon, and that just means it's automatically for kids, and it's like, not really.
It's like early Daffy Duck wasn't for kids. There's one of the early ones where, because obviously everybody used to go and watch it in the cinema at the time. So there's one where he's like doing this thing, and then you see the silhouette of this man trying to sit down in the cinema, and then he like breaks the fourth wall and says, "Can you stop doing that?" And then this bloke stands up again. So Daffy Duck just gets a gun and shoots him. I've got a lot of time for early Daffy Duck.
And when would that would have been like 40s or 50s, wouldn't it? Earlier, maybe
late 30s. Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
So, got a lot. Yeah, and then Bugs Bunny came on the scene and ruined everything. So, and then they decided to make Daffy Duck into an egomaniac because obviously he'd been the big star of Looney Tunes before then, and then Mel Blanc has got a lot to answer for.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
I'm upsetting everybody today, aren't I? Don't like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. I've kind of literally just been watching Seinfeld, although I'm still struggling through the last season of Ozark, and I can't explain why I'm not enjoying it because it is good television. Yeah, but it's such a slow burner that I just think I'm so like on the back of Better Call Saul. Like I think I'm at my limit of like
pace with a heartbeat.
So that's why I've been watching. What's it called?
Signy.
Heartbeat.
Still game.
Now there's a show you can just chuck on and get lost in for a few hours. It's good. Damn good comedy.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, the Scots know how to make people laugh.
They do. It's weird, isn't it? Because there's no in between, is there, with the Scots? Because you either seen as like really dour and or just like really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's lighten the mood then. Let's talk about music for a little bit.
Okay.
If you've listened to anything good lately.
I don't know if I have. I've just been kind of listening to the same stuff, I think. Bit of Leonard Cohen quite recently. Let's have a look. Let's see what the latest things are on the yearly playlist.
Was it you that said that Pulp making new music? Or
Paul Pogba? Who?
Pulp.
Oh, they've got just a farewell tour coming up next year.
Ah, okay.
So, I was listening to a bit of Colin Hay the other day from the Men at Work fame.
Okay, yeah.
So,
decent.
He's quite got quite a chilled out sound as a solo artist, and he's going to Manchester in February. So
interesting.
Be worth looking out for if you're around. Yeah. Muna. We talked about Muna on the one that didn't exist.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. I really do like their sound.
I think you described him as like a sort of similar to Haim, in that it's like a front,
a little bit,
front three or whatever it is of
yeah.
like guitarists, singers, and like a background drummer sort of thing.
Yeah, and they've got kind of that kind of nostalgic kind of 80s Wilson Phillips sound as well on their current album,
which is great.
I think, and I think there are bands that can go past that. To be honest, kind of, I think they're one that will mature as they go along, kind of figure out their own, different sound for every album, probably.
Yeah, because I think Haim did this really cool thing of like they sort of towed the line of like respectable like band making good music and also like being really poppy at the same time.
Yeah,
and that satisfies a lot of people's sort of interest, doesn't it? So if you can do that as a band, then you're pretty much there, aren't you? Just write some good music, have a good live sound. You'll go far.
Yeah, just do your own thing. So, and then Big Bruce is doing his kind of his I'm not sure what you call it, the covers album.
Yeah, is that actually out now?
I'm not sure if it is. I know there's been a couple of singles released off of it, so which have actually been pretty decent, pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it's like a Motown sort of soul. Sort of. It's if someone said to you Bruce Springsteen's making a covers album, it would be like the last thing you would think he would do. But I don't know, it works for me. Like the songs I've heard from it are like, oh yeah, like he can sing this.
Yeah, he's got a set of pipes on him.
This guy's gonna go far.
Yes.
Well, between the last time we spoke and now, I've had plenty of time to listen to the new Jepsen album.
Okay.
And let me tell you, I think it's my favourite.
Okay.
I think it's my favourite.
Okay.
Because I felt like the previous album, it was good, but it was, I don't want to say too progressive because it's like a lazy thing to not like about something.
Yeah.
But it's with like the emotion, and I can't remember the album before that. The quite bombastic pop songs, and then she leaned into like, sorry,
like Hanson.
Yeah, exactly like Hanson. And then she leaned into like the 80s synth pop sort of stuff, which was really cool. Like that was like a turning point to her success, I'd say.
And we really, really, really liked her.
Yeah. And then I don't know, like the following album just felt like it was a bit too. I did like it, but it's it is an album of like slow burners as opposed to Emotion, which was like, here's a single, here's another single. Yeah. Oh wait, what's that? Yeah. It's another single. So this album, Loneliest Time, I think it's called.
Okay.
It seems to, like the first three songs, you could quite easily slot those into. That would fit nicely in Emotion, and that would fit nicely into. I'm forgetting the names of albums, but like they cover previous ground quite well.
Is it a bit like the Spice thing? where she was making an album, and then somebody in the studio was like, "Oh, that's going to be a hit," and she was just like, "I don't want to." It's not gonna, it's not gonna fit on the album, and then just like, going in a different direction. So it kind of does. Yeah.
No, I think what it does, it ties everything she's done up to now quite well.
Yeah.
Okay. But what's improved, I think. Sorry.
Do we need to do a bullpen special on that album?
We can do if you want.
Should we have a CRJ special?
I mean, I can drop her a text and see if she wants to pop on. Actually, if we're free, if we've got nothing on.
Yeah. No, I don't think we have.
Yeah.
We can always make time for our Carly.
We can. She is a hero of mine.
Yeah.
Just a songwriting legend.
You've got that life-size model.
Can you see that?
Every day.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just see a hand, and it's very much a CRJ.
But yeah,
it's an idol.
But really impressed with it. I think, and I always forget, and I don't know why. She can sing. She is a really good singer. And I know that's a stupid thing to say, but she has got some good pipes on her.
Yeah.
And what she's improved, I think, is lyrically, everything sounds more mature. Like she's telling the same stories, but in a much more.
She's gone the way of her fellow countryman Nickelback.
Yeah. God, yeah. Jesus.
Are they a band that everybody ridicules but actually quite likes to listen to their stuff? Or
it's I honestly can't remember where the joke started, because I think they make pretty good music generally.
Yeah,
like it's not terrible, and some of it's quite good, but they get ridiculed so much for seemingly no reason.
Yeah.
But really impressed with it. I think one thing I have picked up on is that, and I think this is something that's like 50-50 between being a good songwriter and having a good producer, is that she sings in exactly the right moments.
Okay.
Like she's not drowning music out, but she's also letting the song be a song.
Okay.
Like there's gaps when there should be gaps, and that's.
She's no Leona Lewis.
she's better than Leona for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leona Lewis is. Leona Lewis is the poor man's Jewel for me.
Yeah. You can't. Jewel is on a different plane.
She really is. Yeah.
Spiritually and everything.
Do you ever watch Fame Academy back in the day?
Not really, no.
It was weird. It was like Pop Idol, but you had to write your own songs and play an instrument. Okay. I just thought it was like really clever.
Was that the Darius one?
No, he was Pop Idol.
There was do both.
He may have done, but it was one by someone called Alex Park, I think her name was.
Yeah, something like that.
And her debut stuff was pretty solid.
Yeah, Lamar was a Fame Academy product as well.
Ah,
yeah.
Mark Lamar,
presented by Patrick Kilty and Kat Deely.
See, there's a double team.
Yeah. And do you know who Kat Deely is married to today?
No, pass.
Patrick Kilty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God.
I was just like, where would those two meet? And then obviously there. Robin Gibb
Academy.
was a thingy bob, wasn't he? Robin Gibb was a coach or something.
See, that's
2002.
I mean, imagine being coached to sing by Robin Gibb. It's just like,
yeah,
it's like Michael Schumacher giving you driving lessons. It's just...
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Maybe not now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I might not leave
David
that in.
Snedden in the first series.
Yes, he did. Scottish fella.
So yeah, if you want to be a guest on here, if you're half intelligible, then you're going to improve the quality of the show.
If you're half intelligible, just be a host, because I'm tired of doing this all the time. No, I'm not. It's all right. It's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
Oh,
classic.
I just want to be in the Blue Man.
I want to be in the Milford Academy, actually.
I can actually see fireworks in your. It's like your shot.
Can you?
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll have to get this one online.
This one's going to sound interesting. I don't know how much of that's going to get in here.
So people can. I can't hear it off your end, so I can just hear it out my window. So I think you'll be fine.
Cool.
But there's proof that there were fireworks.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to be a guest, drop us a message or email us. And also, if you're interested in starting a podcast, I think we've done this long enough now to know the ins and outs of doing it.
So listen to an episode of this and do the complete opposite.
Yeah. If you've got any questions, any topics you'd like us to talk about, anything at all, you can tweet us. You can Facebook us. We need people to follow us on Facebook. It needs some fresh blood in there.
We need at least, I'd say at least 20 more people on Facebook, and then we can start to cater for people's likes and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you've got a friend, pass it on.
And do that on Twitter as well, because at the minute there's a very real danger that Elon Musk is just going to ban our account for being too popular. Yeah. So.
So yeah, or we'll just have to pay for the blue tick.
$8 a month. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
There's a bargain.
Who's got that sort of money?
Yeah. You can follow Mr. Ramage at famousstrauss.
Famousstrauss, yeah.
And he'll take you on a whirlwind of comedy and sport.
Yeah, I currently have, and this is a very big plea, I currently have 1,984 followers on Twitter.
Wow.
Which has gone down by at least 2 today. But can you get me to 2,000 by the end of the year?
Challenge accepted.
No, is it not?
Challenge failed.
Yeah. So we're the Bullpen Pod.
Yep.
He's davidrdring. I'm whoever I am. And
we're all over the internet as well, aren't we, these days? And also, I don't know if I said this on one of the other episodes.
Carrier pigeon?
Yeah. The little dog that comes into town. He's carrying a stick, and on that stick is a rolled up piece of paper that is literally every word ever said on every episode.
Typed by monkeys on the Bullpen podcast. Which is where we get the scripts.
It's true, yeah. But also, YouTube has rolled out the scheme where we've now, or not now, but in the near future, we'll have our own YouTube channel name that you'll be able to find. Yeah. I forget what I called it. I think it was Jamie Ramage's Ramblings or something like that.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah. Game of Thrones sucks, I think. Something like that.
Oh,
dear.
The assassins will be knocking at my door.
God, yeah. Lock those doors. That's...
Yeah.
Text me every 10 minutes, just in case.
Yeah. No.
I'm not going to read them or text you back, but
yeah.
Thought counts.
Yeah. Well, I guess thank you for listening.
Yeah. Pleasure as always.
and the listeners as well.
Have a great evening and enjoy bonfire night.
Yes. Arrivederci.
Shove a toffee apple in your mouth.
Yeah, and chew. Don't forget to chew.
Goodbye.
Yeah.